Hey everyone, I'm a cinematographer shooting my first feature film, and I wanted to take this moment to show you guys how our secret weapon to shooting this film in only a handful of weekends actually aligns pretty closely to how Obsession was shot in only 20 days. Obsession has been making waves in the filmmaking industry, and there is a good reason for that. This original idea by Curry Barker was shot in only 20 days for under $1 million. I can't stress how rare this is in the cinema world that we live in now that feeds off of high-budget, CG-riddled sequels, prequels, remakes of old movies, and frankly just nostalgia baiting an audience to make a buck. So naturally this has inspired tons of creators to get out there and make their ideas come to life with what they have at their disposal. And what I'm going to show you will save you two of your most valuable resources, and that is time and money. First of all, I want to lay a couple of what I believe to be non-negotiable ground rules for creating your low to no budget ideas. It really all starts with the script. You have to have a filmable script, and my good friend Zach Counts already has a great video on this, so I'll keep this brief. But essentially, if your idea involves a bunch of planets being blown up by a space laser or something, you've gone down the wrong path. Second of all, pre-production, which is what I want to spend most of our time on today. Pre-production is where you're going to solve so many problems before you even touch the set. I know it's not quite as sexy to talk about as the production process, when you've got lights, camera, action going, but the planning process for really any idea, from a 30-second spec ad to a full 2-hour feature film, it's just so crucial to solving so many problems before you even make it to the set. And with countless digital free tools at our disposal, this process is honestly easier than ever these days.
So like, is he showing you references then, or like?
Yeah, so Taylor has this software he uses, it's like a video game where he will go into an environment or go into a scout and he'll 3D scan an entire ring. Okay. And then we can sit together and walk through the room and start to place lights. And it's not going to be super accurate, but you get kind of an idea.
So just to give a quick 2 cents on what it is that I'm working on, this feature film is called Daisy Killers, and it is based on a Hemingway short story called The Killers. And it's directed by Zach Counts, who I mentioned earlier. The crew of Obsession used an app called CineTracer, which is a literal video game that you can buy on Steam. I forget how much it costs. I'm pretty sure it's not free, but I'll list that price on Steam here somewhere. So our app of choice was Blender, and that's what we use primarily for a lot of our pre-visualizations before we actually ever get on the set. You'd be surprised how well you can roughly rebuild your set with only blocks, squares, rectangles, very basic meshes in the Blender 3D workspace. So the idea is we look through the camera built into Blender and apply the appropriate lens and lighting setup roughly that we're planning on using on the set on the day, and take a screenshot of that and then send that over to our storyboards that we reference on set on the day of filming. So what I want to do is kind of walk through a Blender scene that represents one of the scenes that we've shot for Daisy Killers now, and how we took that Blender scene and incorporated that into our storyboards. So what you're seeing here is actually Zach's apartment. He modeled all of this using largely basic meshes like cubes, like I mentioned earlier, to get the general landscape of the set. You can pull in free 3D models from websites like Mixamo and toss them into your scene, scale them appropriately, and then start using those as your subject matter to light and block. The lighting is a little less specific with something like CineTracer. You can see here we're adding a point source or area lights to get the general tone of what we're going for. But unfortunately you can't pull in something specific like an Aperture 600D with a softbox and a grid on it unless there's a plugin that I just don't know about, and if that's the case, please let me know in the comments below. If you want to skip the step of modeling your space, you can truly take the Obsession approach and simply use your iPhone's LiDAR system and scan the space. This video isn't sponsored, but I'm using Polycam here, which is a free software that you can download on your phone. You can then export that as a OBJ file and import that into Blender and get right to lighting and blocking. With all these tools that we have at our disposal today, from free softwares to low budget but still nice equipment, the only thing standing between you and getting your idea on screen is you. Even the most basic cameras now are better than ever, and if you've been on the cinematography side of YouTube for any stretch of time, you know that even your iPhone can be used as a film camera these days. And with low budget lighting options from the likes of GVM and Godox, there really is no excuse to not create your vision and also not make it look pretty damn good too. I hope this video inspires you to get out there and just start making your idea come to life. It takes effort, it takes passion, it takes love for the craft, But if you've got those, then you've got everything. You, sitting there right now, could be the next Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, or Curry Barker. You just have to get your idea out there and get it made. As always, thanks for watching.